welcome again to the lecture series, The Ascended Masters Answer the Fundamental Questions of Life. This lesson is entitled Lesson 12, Part 2. When do we decree? Decreeing should be given at the very minimum 2 times daily, namely early in the morning and at night. This is more important than decreeing once a week for a longer period. Why? Because then the law of rhythmic application, doing things again and again at the same time interval, comes into effect. It is best to continue with the decrees given in a decree book. Here we tie in with hundreds of others doing the same decrees. This builds a tremendous momentum for the success of the decree. How long should we decree? Saint Germain, in addressing this subject, said, "Remember, the mind or outer consciousness of the average man cannot stay with any one thing even for 5 minutes. Change your activity at least every 15 minutes. Let them participate. Let them use their physical bodies for a time. Then let them rest and use the mind. Then let them use the feelings." What happens if you decree for a long time is the group member slumps into a lethargy and the individual goes back into his cocoon and begins to think in his own world. He hopes the class will soon be over and then the leader has that to handle as well. He gathers the resentment of the person he had hoped to help. They are living, pulsating, discordantly qualified vibrations. We call them entities around us. The Masters pointed out that we are only aware of a small fraction of the conditions and things that surround us and influence us. This discordantly qualified energy moves like a whirlpool of energy, emanating destructively qualified radiation. These are the causes and cores of centuries of misqualified energy by mankind. To counter these influences, call for protection for yourself, your loved ones, and all sincere, committed seekers of truth. Around your I Am Presence, visualize a protective pillar of light. See this white pillar 9 feet in diameter around you. It will protect you from the imperfect thought forms floating in the atmosphere of Earth. For added protection, call on Archangel Michael. Short, clear, rhythmic decrees are preferable to long statements. We must be able to clearly visualize what we say. If it is not possible to visualize a decree, if the statements are too long or the decrees are given too rapidly. Decrees should end with a short, snappy ending such as, "Do it today, do it to stay." This seals the decree in the feelings of the students. Give good, short-phrased, rhythmic decrees, add your feeling, conviction and visualization, and let the momentum build. The decree should be given at certain rhythmic intervals until there is manifestation. Once having achieved your manifestation, it must be enveloped in peace. This assures your manifestation long life. Use of the violet flame. Under the action of the old occult law, the redemption of misqualified energy, whether registered on the physical, mental, or emotional body, was through suffering and disease. The occult law was set aside in 1930 by the cosmic being Victory, and this energy can be redeemed and set free through the use of the violet flame. This is God's law of grace in action. The violet flame is a current of energy which has been qualified to seize imperfect energy and transmute it, so that it may be charged with perfection once again. This is an activity of love, mercy and compassion, which can dissolve the causes set up by mankind, whose effects would be most distressing. Unless mankind can come into this understanding and consciously use this violet flame, they will have to meet up with these causes that bring such suffering into the world. The power of the silence. The need of the sincere student is to become still often throughout the course of the day. This allows the energy, directives, radiation and powers of the God Presence I Am to flow into and nourish the four lower vehicles and the outer consciousness. In the East, the practice of concentrated meditation upon the Supreme Source prefaces all activity. In the West, there is a prevailing feeling that there is literally no time to be still and know that I am God. The Ascended Masters tell us that the invocation of the I Am Presence and the Ascended Host of Light is essential to magnetize a direct current of their energies through us. However, there comes a point where the individual, having made the necessary application, should rest in the silence. The beloved Ascended Master Jesus said, "During my ministry, as well as in the world today, mankind requires so much assistance. There is a tendency to rush forth to serve without the necessary period of refueling at the cosmic fount. You will remember that I often went into the hills to pray." Serapis Bey explained, "No student can be of lasting service to the spiritual work at hand unless he understands the necessity for taking time to enter the silence and draw the necessary strength and sanctity from the source of all good. Thus he can then dispense in poise, dignity and loving solicitude to his fellow men, the grace resulting from communion with his God." Now to the violet flame and the law of forgiveness. Saint Germain stated, "The violet fire is a current of energy which has been qualified to seize imperfect energy and dissolve it, so that it may be charged with the perfection once again. It is an activity of love, mercy and compassion, which can dissolve the causes set up by mankind, whose effects would be most distressing. Unless mankind can come into this understanding and use this violet fire, they will have to meet up with the previous causes that bring such suffering into the world. The violet flame is the only means by which one can become free from the wheel of birth and rebirth." The Lord Mahachahan stated, "The alert individual should take full advantage of the violet fire in order to transmute the cause, effect, record and memory of the negatively qualified energies of the past. Calling on the law of forgiveness and the use of the violet fire will remove them from your path." Now we understand that Almighty God in His great mercy and compassion have given us for our use a mighty powerful eraser of misqualified imperfect energy. This is the violet transmuting flame. The use of this violet flame is imperative. Its use is absolutely essential if one wishes to gain the ascension. It is the most effective means by which all of the misqualified energy of the past can be forever dissolved and its cause and effect be annihilated. The violet flame should be called through all our four lower bodies like a blowtorch, dissolving and consuming forever any undesirable thing or condition. This concludes Lesson 12, Part 2. I sincerely hope you enjoyed it, and I hope we will meet soon again for Part 3 of the lesson. God bless you.